It's a big choice. To be a man, you got to be a killer. So you got to be a killer of animals, and the real honchos are someone of whom it is said he killed his man. I have to think that Lincoln, growing up in that environment, has that in his mind as an image of what a man is and what a man does. He rejects that. He moves away from that. But I think in order to give a true picture of the man, you have to show him being attracted to it, being tempted by it. If you're telling the story of an American hero, he's got to do two things. He's got to deal in some way with the frontier, or with what the frontier signifies. And he's got to deal with the question of race, black-white, but also white-Indian as an issue. It's basic to our culture, this kind of split. On the one hand, we see the Indian as the ultimate enemy of civilization. On the other hand, the noble savage, the embodiment of everything that we lose by becoming civilized. Tom Lincoln is from the backwash of the frontier, sort of second generation rather than first generation. He actually goes out to Indian country when he's an infant, but he's not old enough to experience the Indian wars as his older brother Mordecai is. There's a legend in the family of how Tom Lincoln's father, whose name is Abraham Lincoln, is murdered by an Indian who is then killed by Uncle Mordecai, who's the oldest of the three Lincoln brothers. That kind of legend is the way in which the successors to the cutting-edge people, the way they remember their own heroic past, the heroic past of their family. In the case of the Lincolns, Uncle Mordecai is still alive while Abe is a young man, although he's only mentioned in a couple of the older biographies of Lincoln. I see him as being a very significant figure. He's the only Lincoln who makes a success of things. Until our Abraham Lincoln. He's a state legislator in both Kentucky and Illinois, a big landowner, but he's also a murderer. He's what's called an Indian hater. He not only goes out to fight Indians with the troops, but wherever he sees Indians or meets them, he uses the permissive law of the frontier to murder them.